Oh, look at that. All the settings are working. The recording has been done almost perfectly. That's great. Welcome, fellow adventurers, nerds, and neurodivergents. Sit back, stay hydrated, and prepare yourselves for tonight's adventure. We're a little late this week. We had some napping difficulties earlier, but we are all here now and nobody has fallen asleep. So without further ado, let's begin. Last we left off, the investigators questioned their prisoner, the captured bounty hunter, and made their way to a seedy bar with a secret basement. After some finagling and very aggressive convincing by Yenor, they were able to get in, but were led into what was supposed to be a trap where a top-tier bounty hunter was waiting for them. Turns out they had been getting tested this entire time and had ended up passing. There was some tension and frustration, but they were eventually led to the prison and were able to question the prisoners, the so-called captured pirates. After some very detailed questioning, they realized that these two individuals were innocent and just taken advantage of by the pirates. Yenor, leading the charge, fought for their freedom and it was granted. But now, they await a final meeting with the council members that are here, along with Lady Wren. Hopefully, their ship has also been loaded with their promised payment from the elite bounty hunter himself, Jackson. And this is where we're going to pick up. You were talking to, let me see. person's name that you were making fun of. I didn't pull everything that I need up.
Is that Mr. Hardon?
Hard on.
What was that first name again?
Queefrina.
Not Queefrina. Jesus.
Rita Hardon. I remember, yeah.
That was definitely her name.
Quithrina Pardon.
Nope, that's not her name.
That's definitely her name. Quithrina Pardon.
Queefrina Pardon. Queefrina Hardon.
You are
Anyways.
all standing in the street outside the prison. Prisoners have been released. You are speaking to this female Galian who is has a very intimidating presence in both stature and size, with the shadow wisps around her a little bit. Jackson is off to the side on top of Rashim. What are you all doing?
I'm just kind of chilling out, standing next to Theonore. Not really doing anything, just kind of looking around. Getting a little antsy, actually.
So, yeah, what about those, that manor we have to go to with the, people that are inviting people? Let's just say. I don't want to say that word too loud,
Oh yes, that's on the other continent. We can, from what I've been told by Jackson here, passage has been arranged for you in the form of paperwork. But I believe one of your companions wants to make a stop at one of the islands first.
Yep.
Of which passage has also been obtained with all of the proper paperwork. It will have the royal seal of the Lantanas on it, so you shouldn't run into any further issues. If you do, you're not dealing with a government official.
No, this is our strongest lead against all the people that are getting taken from the city. This.
From the conversations that you've all had thus far, this is the only lead that you have. From what you've gathered, you've been told that basically they have an eye out on the vampire spawns and are just kind of keeping them in check. Every time they've taken one out, it's been replaced by another one. So they were testing people coming into the city to see if anyone would seem to be skilled, intelligent, strong, wise enough, charismatic enough to take down whatever is at the top of this chain. Whoever is sending out these spawn. And you were the only ones that have passed the test. Merchant sailor, a top tier investigator, and 3 ex-pirates. But yes, from what you remember, this is the best lead that you have. And you have been granted passage and promised a lot of loot. Does anyone else have anything else to say here before we go back to the council chambers? And Executor Pardon gives Yenor just a look as you two kind of butted heads.
I'm just going to give her a very dead fish blank stare.
I'm good to go, Executor Hard On. I mean, Hard On.
Joachim, make a perception check.
Oh, I'm gonna inspiration point that because that's a natural 1.
Oh, is it? I didn't see it come through yet. That's weird.
You didn't see it? That's, yeah,
I see the roll, but it didn't finish.
Oh my god. I'm gonna hero point.
Oh, there it is. I see the 1
Yep.
and I see the 12. So you're going to add a hero point to that?
Yeah. So that's D6, right?
Yes.
Oh, no. Just the 1. Ah, poopy. Yeah. Just gonna have to go with that.
So 13.
Yep.
You swear you feel something from the shadows behind you, like just move along the exposed parts of your skin before it recedes.
Can I do an arcana? Can I cast detect magic?
Sure.
I
That-
can do that at will.
That is a 10-foot radius?
30 foot.
30-foot radius.
Let me make sure. Yes, 30 foot.
30-foot radius. You sense a lot of magic. There seems to be an extreme amount of magic coming from the area around Executor Pardon and the spaces of dim light and shadow that are within her area of influence.
Can I determine what school of magic it is? Because I think the spell allows it.
It doesn't seem to be a school of magic. It seems to be something more
No?
ancient and primordial.
Interesting.
You would know that Galians are of a primordial descendant, even older than those of the Genasi.
Older.
Yes, older descendants. They've been around much longer than the Genasi have. And Genasi are also primordial beings.
Yep. So he's just gonna kind of straighten up a little bit and just ready to get to work.
Oh, stop messing with them, Executor. I'll bring them over to the council chambers. You go off and play with your shadows. She kind of just gives Jackson a glare before stepping back into the shadows and vanishing.
Huh. Interesting. That was her.
All right. Well, you ready to get your paperwork and get paid?
Haha. Finally, this whole gig is paying off. About time, you know.
I don't see why the rich boy needs money anyway. Can't you just use daddy's?
I want my own money, and I've done a lot of work here. Damn it, I deserve to get paid, especially carting your little tiny tyke ass.
I cart myself, thank you.
Oh, you're not going to be an old lady today.
Well, at least I'm not one every day like you.
I'll have you know this skin is young and supple, and he will just start like strutting and like striking a pose, and then give himself like a little light slap on his tush.
All right. As you guys make somewhat of a scene walking towards the council chambers, you have a bunch of guards just kind of giving you an odd look, especially you, Joachim. Not really a keeping an eye on you look, just kind of a what the fuck are you doing look.
Why is this man smacking his own ass? Look.
Yeah, and strutting.
Are any of them would any of them be considered generally attractive?
You can't tell, they're in full armor.
Ah,
The guards you can see, they're essentially knights. You can't tell, they're in full garb, armor, completely covered. Even their helms are masked.
Pinky.
You can't. Those are the ones you can see. You would assume that the ones you can't see are also fully covered in more stealthy attire.
yep. No fun.
You just watch
You just
someone
keep walking.
disappear in the shadows, so you assume that there are things in the shadows watching you as well.
Yep, lots of magic around. Again, my detect magic would still be active, I think.
Yeah, the prison's not very far from the council building. They're like on the same street.
Mhm.
So you walk into the council chambers and you see let's see. I have to find my thing because I forget which two. I know the one, I forget the other one. You see Envoy Huvum, the person that was sitting at the head of the council table at the time. And you see I believe it was Praetor Oldenfield that you guys talked to before. No. It was Envoy Huvum and Sub-Chief Daek. That's right. Sub-Chief Daek was at the head. You hear Lady Wren yelling. She's yelling at stupid people. You walk into the middle of this argument and you just hear going off. Why were these prisoners just left here? Why didn't anyone talk to them first? They were here and starved and... You're all insignificant insolents. Just slamming her fist on the table. As you walk in, you see Sub-Chief Daek kind of just standing in the center of the room as Lady Wren sitting at the table. And you see Envoy Huvum kind of standing at the back of the room by the door. Oh. Welcome back, Jackson. I see you brought our friends back. Hopefully they're more useful than who was left here to run my city. Should say my mom's city. She basically runs this place. You can swear that you see Sub-Chief Daek, fists clenched, and Envoy Huvum. You can't quite make out what weapons he has at his sides, but his hands are on the hilts. I have more business to attend to, but I'm going to leave them in your care. I assume Bavin's around here somewhere. I just can't see him. I'm just going to go. And Jackson just turns around and leaves. He doesn't want to deal with whatever political bullshit's going on in this room right now.
Thank you for escorting us.
Trust me, You're gonna need more luck than giving me thanks. She's in a mood right now. Just walks out.
Ooh. I'm gonna look at Ynor and say, "This is where you lead," and he's just going to stand staunchly right behind Ynor.
Please bring me some good news.
We got some innocent prisoners out of your prison.
Oh yes, I was made aware of that. Hence the verbal lashing that I'm giving our sub-chief here, who is not going to be sub-chief for very long if it happens again. Shoots him a glare. Her glare. Sorry, the sub-chief is a her. Shoots her glare. What? What? Why were you dropped off here?
We hear about the bloodsuckers, right?
And
Yes.
payment.
Ah, yes. Payment and paperwork. Paperwork with the payment. Got it. Bavin is taking care of that for you. It will be on your ship, as we were given permission by, I believe, you, Captain Joachim, to load things up onto your ship.
Yep. No. You guys are good to go.
The weirdo with the hat.
Yes, he is quite eccentric,
Like-
isn't he? But he's extremely intelligent, and don't mess with him. He hits hard.
He talks to himself sometimes. It's a little weird.
It's his hat.
He talks to his hat.
His hat.
You guys have not come in contact with a lot of sentient talking magic items, have you? I guess not. We've been around longer than it looks like you guys have. I'm not going to think about how old I am. His hat has sentience, and it annoys him in his mind, so he talks to the hat. But sometimes he also talks out loud while he's talking to the hat.
And he's the intelligent one.
Yes. He's one of my advisors. When the going gets tough, otherwise he looks kind of like a psycho. But when shit hits the
Joachim
fan,
looks-
you want him on your side.
If you say so, Lady Ren.
He hasn't led me astray, and he's been my bodyguard through these trying times. This isn't the only city that I've been to manage.
Oh, no?
No. There's quite the epidemic going on. There's a lot of mistrust. There have been insurgents. There have been these random beast attacks, which I am now being told is a vampire. Where's your intelligence, Sub-Chief Daek? Because I'm finding this out from my own intelligence officers, not you. Just nothing from Sub-Chief Daek. He's just taking the verbal lashing at this point. Anyway, thank you for the information. And I'm sorry about the tests. We had to make sure that you weren't just hacks like the rest of them that came for assistance. Or thieves. We had some thieves try to rob us.
I guess you can't be too careful.
Yeah, well, I couldn't bring those thieves to trial. Jackson put a bullet through their head.
Yeah, we did bring one over, and then he kind of just, you'll
He-
see like a minor illusion of a gun,
Yeah.
and just like, bang.
Yeah, Jackson doesn't have much patience for anything. Especially now. He's been stressed out managing the entire underworld. He used to
Quite
have
the
lots of
big shot.
patience, but now he's just this quick shot. Hopefully when things calm down, the three of us along with maybe if we can find our friend Zara and our other friend D kind of chill out and relax somewhere. But for now, we've got to manage these things. Anyway, enough about memory lane. Was there anything else that you needed from myself or my lackluster of a government? And she shoots the sub-chief another glare.
I guess I would just look at the sub-chief and say, is there anything that you can tell us about these so-called, and then he'll minor illusion a picture of like an image of like the prototypical vampire with like the long fang, like the Bela Lugosi vampire.
Yeah.
Anything you can tell us about that?
He's not gonna speak anymore. I have all of his lack thereof intelligence, and she kind of just holds up the stack that looks like it's 5 sheets of paper. Versus my intelligence, and she puts her hand on this stack that's like 20 folders deep of manila envelopes that are stacked and thick and ripped at the seams. Anyway. What we could tell you, Jackson probably already told you some of this information. But this isn't the only city, and we're not the only country dealing with this threat. I'm going to call it a threat. In some cases, the attacks are deliberate and organized. In other cases, they're random. So far here in my city, they have been random. There has been no planning or deliberate acts that we can pinpoint at this time. We do know, based on our limited intelligence from the shogunate, that there is a manor of sorts up on the Drelician mountain range. It's at the end of the mountain range to the north. It's in an old Faldarian castle. Castle's long since been abandoned after the First Elemental War.
You said off the coast of Drawlish?
North of the north at the north end of the Drelician mountain range towards the coast. Northern end of the coast. There's they have an abandoned castle there. It's on the side of the shogunate, it's not on the side of the Confederacy. You guys would probably do fine in the Confederacy minus you, and she points to you, Lala. The Confederacy doesn't take kindly to those of primordial descendants. Anyway, not many people travel that portion of the mountain range. They stay far away. There have been a lot of missing persons reports around as well. Intelligence thought that the missing persons report that myself, along with my companions here, went on, were related to this, but that seemed to be cultist activity instead, not vampire activity. Though I wouldn't put it past this vampire lord to work with cultists. They all may be intertwined. We're not sure. That's just speculation at this point. However, we have written up paperwork for you for passage to the Kingdom of Shania. I believe, Yenor, you wanted to seek out Zara for a request. Not sure how receptive she'll be to that request, but hopefully a little more with my letter.
Hopefully.
You're going to have to search for her on the island of Kurag. She's not going to be in the city. She'll be on the coast somewhere.
Doke.
You may want to make a stop in the kingdom of Ishanya. You can ask to speak with... One second. Oh, I closed the other one. Why did I close the other one? Ask to speak with... Champion Oliver Windell. We had rescued his children, twins, a while back. They were part of the missing persons we're looking for. There's a letter in here for you guys for that as well. He may be able to help you with some of the political nuances that you're going to have to deal with being so close to the Confederacy and also traveling through the shogunate.
Chancellor Wendell?
Champion Oliver Windell.
Champion.
He sounds like a nerd.
Really? And what is...
I mean,
No,
he's
he
intelligent. I'd be careful with him, though. He is a druid. He is rank 4 of the Aether Saints. And being the champion, he's the holder of the legendary item Quakos. Such as my mother is the holder of the legendary item Aquios. So he may sound like a nerd, but I would stay on his good side.
Don't tell him he's a nerd. Got it.
Oh, he is also first in line for the Ishanian throne.
Ooh,
Joachim's going to look at Lala and say, just mean don't talk to him. Specifically you.
You would also recognize that the Aether Saints are the 10 strongest magic users in the world. And he is rank 4.
How old is this prince?
27.
I can work with that.
That's almost a decade older than you.
I said I can work with it.
I'm just gonna look at her and raise an eyebrow.
He's a prince.
You're a teenager.
It's
He's also married. That's why he has the twins.
Listen, you can have twins and not have a wife.
That's true. Also, I've heard that wives can die.
That's dark, Lala.
I would advise you as a high-ranking political member to a group of mercenaries at this time, because you are being paid by us, but you are not conscripted by our military. Be careful. I wouldn't try anything. Champion Oliver's also general to their military, the Jade Saber, and works very closely with the Iron Mist, their intelligence division. I wouldn't want to hear about your untimely disappearances.
We'll keep this one on a short leash.
However, you don't have to stop at him. You could just go right to the shogunate. He might have some better insight into what the shogunate is up to at this time to get you a better foot in the door with them. The shogunate's very closed off and strict.
If he's an in for us, then absolutely. There's no reason not to.
I only say he's an in for us because he gave me a lifetime favor pass. And I haven't used it yet. Consider yourselves lucky that I am choosing to use it on your group.
We appreciate that.
Won't let you down.
I hope not, because we can make this an official matter if you guys are successful in at least gathering some more information for us. All of our spies have gone dark in that area near the castle, so I have a feeling we've been compromised. Now, I've just gotten word from Bavin that the ship has been loaded up. I know that the agreed payment was just various loot, not necessarily gold. So various loot and some other interesting magical items have been loaded onto your ship that I think you'll all find useful in some way, shape, or form.
Gratitude.
I will have my guards escort you back to the docks to avoid any untoward attention. Not worried for your guys' sake, but the guards will be able to control the crowds for you to get through without any violence. I have a feeling you all have the tendency to jump the gun on defending yourselves.
I'm gonna look at Lala. Just give her like a hard stare.
Ren's looking at Poppy.
Quit eyeballing me, creeper.
I'm watching you. You're a problem child.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said to quit eyeballing me.
And then he's gonna minor illusion a whatchamacallit, a big eye that's just gonna appear like right in front of her.
Lala, a big whatchamacallit candy bar with a big eye appears in front of you.
Why does it have an eye?
Because I'm watching you. I'm delicious.
Is there chocolate inside? Can I open it?
Your
You
hand
try.
moves through it if you try to touch it, because it's an
Oh.
illusion.
Ugh.
Joachim chuckles.
Much like opening your pants, it's just disappointment.
You will never know, child.
Oh yeah, war. There's being a lot of shots are being fired.
I'm just not a very good babysitter.
Ren
Hi.
motions for her guards to come in, and they kind of 4 guards walk in. Lead these fine folks out to the docks and back to their ship. While this was a nice break in my day, I have to get back to policing my own government. There will be a communication device that you can use to communicate back any information with me. Please use it only sparingly. I believe it can only be used once per day. Bavin will have more information for you. kind of just motions for her
Great,
guards, and
no.
her guards kind of just start leading you out. Is there anything that any of you want to do while you are walking from this area back to Joachim's ship?
I'm pretty good.
Just being very watchful.
Deedle, make a perception check for me if you're keeping an eye around. Ooh. Everyone gets an
27.
inspiration. That's a natural 20.
Woohoo!
Keeping an eye out, Deedle, you do see that in addition to the 4 guards that are like kind of four-cornering you as to escort you out of the city back to the docks, there's movement between and within the shadows.
Alright, who would be in front of me?
Well, it would be Yenor and Joachim at the front. Poppy would probably be at the back, so you'd be next to or in front of Poppy. And then Lala would be somewhere in the middle.
Alright, I'm gonna kind of nudge whoever's close to me. I'm gonna go for Lala. Be like, watch our sides. I don't have a very good feeling.
Will do. She'll grip her dagger and
Who's
start
she
looking.
telling that come from?
Deedle was telling that to Lala because Lala would be right in front of her, and then Lala is behind you, Joachim.
Okay.
All right, you guys make it out of the city and back to the docks without much incident. As you get to the gate to the docks, there is still a crowd there clamoring. The guards kind of push and make a path out, and then the 4 guards kind of just lead you out to the end of the crowd and then help control the crowd. And as you look behind, you see out of the shadows four more guards come out of the shadows, but they're not in armor, they're in rogue attire. Spy attire. And they begin intermingling with the crowd to kind of just calm down some of the more rowdy folks. You guys get back to the stolen parking spot for Joachim's ship. Ha! I was told you guys would be coming back. I'm so glad that we can be friends and I don't have to fight you. No, you shut up, and he kind of taps his hat. Who's in charge of the paperwork?
That'd be the big lady, you know her.
I guess I'll take a step up.
Do we
Okay.
have to do this? Do we have to do this again, or do you have a poop deck you can swab?
Oh no, I am giving you paperwork.
Oh. Wait, what? Alright. I'm not gonna question.
All right. Investigator Graveries. First paper. And he hands you a paper. This one is specifically for you. Just give this to Zara. Do not open it. The seal has to be intact. Otherwise, she'll think that it's a trick. This is from Lady Wren. For Zara. Yeah, so add just letter for Zara in your inventory. The next couple are just official documents, so we'll assume you had them. You don't need to add them unless you want to. This one is for passage to Kurag. That's Khurag. That is the island that Ren has informed us that Zara is staying on. You're most likely not going to need that letter, but if you were to be stopped by official vessels, especially ones from Ishania or the Onyx Accord, that letter will allow you passage. If you are stopped by an unofficial vessel, well, I'm sure you guys know how to handle that situation. This
Yeah.
letter... Did you just say stab?
Yes.
Okay. This letter is for Champion Wendell.
You said
Champion Windex, got it.
No.
no. It's Champion
Yeah.
Window.
Wendell.
Yeah, window.
Windows cell.
Windael.
Windle.
This seal also must stay intact.
Window.
But if you do go, if your group does go and see him, hand this to him or his guards so that they allow you access to see him. Whoever, and then you shouldn't have a problem from there. And this final one, along with whatever Champion Wendell can give you, is for the Shogunate. The seal also must stay intact. But we're not entirely sure who's in charge at the Shogunate. They have duels all the time, vying for power. They're very aggressive over there.
So just whoever's in charge when we manage to get there. Got it.
That's all the paperwork you need. We also have documentation at our fleet centers, and we have updated your paperwork that was on the ship saying that you've been through here and are allowed travel through these waters. Just make sure you keep the Onyx Accord flag visible. Otherwise, you may be seen as a pirate vessel. If you would now follow me, I will take you below your own ship's deck to go over the loot that we have loaded up on here.
Amazing.
Unless anyone has any questions before we go check out your payment.
You guys can handle that. I have something I need to do, and I'm gonna go search and find the other tracking device that Jackson told us is on our ship.
Make an investigation check. Kraka. As I assume the rest of you follow Bavin up and below deck. You watch Kraka just dive into the water.
17.
It takes you a little bit. Takes you a little bit. Swimming around, coming up for air, then swimming around, then coming up for air. But eventually, on the same side that you found the other one, you see this much smaller little circle dot that's blinking. Like the other thing was like a dart, so it was like 2 or 3 inches long, rather thick. This one's like maybe half the size of a coin. It is not blinking.
It's not blinking. Is there any like? I start touching it, like see if there's like a button or like a hidden switch or something to activate it.
Nope.
As I'm just playing with it as I come back to the ship to go meet everybody. Just trying to.
No, it
figure it out.
like you peel it off like a barnacle, so it comes right off, and as you're looking at it and kind of messing with it, nothing really happens.
I'm just gonna return to the party on the ship, get dry. Well, no. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna keep my wet clothes on, just dry in the sun. Later on.
Okay.
I'm a turtle after all. I like being wet.
Did you have a good swim there, buddy?
Well, he's not with you guys yet. He's not back yet.
Oh no. Oh,
No.
sorry.
So that was what he did just there. That took him a little bit. I'd say it took him about 10 or 15 minutes.
We're gonna go look at loot.
The rest of you brought downstairs. All right. No. Fucking hat. God damn it. Shut up. I am going to be taking care of this. Yes, of course I know what the loot is. I don't need you. God damn it. I should just get rid of this hat. Sorry. Do you guys want a hat? Does anyone want a hat? Anyone? No?
Not that one.
No? Okay. All right.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Does anyone want a hat?
Oh no. Cover up my hair, and he just kind of throws his hands through his hair and in like a majestic like Vichy moment. Why would I cover this up?
You're one of those, and he rolls his eyes.
Joachim will kind of give like a flirtatious wink at him.
I don't swing that way, buddy.
You're lost.
Anyway. We have these 2 big heavy chests here. And there's 2 giant chests that take up about... Because you've already got some stuff down there, Joachim, like your supplies and whatnot in the kitchen and sleeping area. So they couldn't really fill your ship with loot without, making it basically unusable down here.
Yeah.
Each of these chests are worth about 4k gold of gems and jewels and various other valuables. Yeah, 8k total gold there. We have given you, let's see. Somebody roll a d4 for me.
I can. The 2.
We have these 2 crates of tea here for you. Let's see. Yeah, these 2 crates of tea. It's not processed yet. It's still in plant form, but all you gotta do is boil some water, heat it up, simmer it down, condense it, make it into some delicious tea. I hear it's rather good, but you'll have to let us know. So 2 boxes of that. That's more for your drinking pleasure than anything else. You could probably try to sell it, but I'm not entirely sure you'd get much for it. This is more of a thank you. Above gold. We also have this little guy for you, and he holds out a small ceramic statue that looks like this proportionally large shield bearer. This is called a pocket phalanx, developed by engineers in Ishania. Basically, you can take some time and place this thing on the ground and utter its command word, and it'll grow to full size. It'll provide full cover for you and is resistant to most kinds of damage and can only be moved with an extremely high strength check. In game terms, on an action, you can place one of these pocket phalanx statues on the ground and utter its command word to make it grow to full size. These statues provide full cover, are resistant to most kinds of damage, and require a DC 30 strength check to move while in full size.
What does phalanx look like? Does it look like Saint Bernard, or?
So it's called a phalanx, based on the shield wall and spear formation of Spartans. However, this is just a very large shield bearer, so it turns into a giant golem with a giant shield, essentially.
I'm disappointed. I wanted it to look like a puppy or something. Okay.
Nope, not a puppy. One of you can take that and add it to your inventory.
It doesn't look like a puppy. I don't know if I want it. What else you got?
I'll add it.
Okay, so you should be able to search in the... Yep, my items, you should be able to find pocket phalanx. Add item search. Just type pocket and it should come up. Yep. Yeah, add it to equipment or backpack. Next, and I think your captain here will enjoy this one, here is a very strange compass we confiscated off of a pirate ship years and years back. We've never figured out where the needles are pointing to. We know one needle is always pointing north, but there are 6 other needles pointing in various other directions. So, you guys have also gotten... I have to find it.
Does it even work?
Of course it works.
But you have no idea what it does.
Listen,
or where it leads.
One needle always points north. We figured that out. The other needles keep changing direction.
I thought you were supposed to be the smart one.
I'm not a sailor, though, so I've never had any inkling of... I don't know, curiosity to try and figure out what this thing is.
Looking at it could...
of adventure, that could be pointing to treasure.
If I'm looking at it, can I make some sort of check to discern anything about it?
You could make an investigation check, you could make an arcana check, or you could cast something like identify or similar to try and figure out what it is.
I've got nothing to really do that, so let's just try an arcana check for the hell of it.
All right, go ahead and make an arcana check.
And that's a poopy. That's nothing. So, nope.
It's going to take more time to study what this happens, and it's going to take time to study while the ship is moving to figure out what these other 6 needles are pointing to.
Does look curious.
We also have this very large battle axe. I believe your Tabaxi friend would enjoy this. You see this very large, like even for a battle axe, it's large. It is made of blackened steel and has red and silver inlays.
Ooh.
So whoever wants to take that, Joachim, you can add to your inventory just a strange compass.
Will do.
Until you figure out what it is. Deedle, if you would like to take the battle axe.
Yes.
It is called the War God's Axe.
Okay.
We gave you the letters. It doesn't seem that, well, Kraka's not, your other friend's not here yet. I expected he would have liked the phalanx, as it's like his shell. Young lady, and he looks over to you, Lala.
What's up?
Is there anything else that you would like? Because you don't seem pleased with any of these loot options.
I don't know. Maybe something cool to wear.
Something cool to wear?
Yeah. You know. I want to be fly.
You want to be a fly?
No, be fly, old man.
Well, I can't do that, unfortunately.
I didn't put much thought into it.
I do still have it. How about this? And he pulls something out of his back pocket and hands it to you. It's this, well, it's this leather belt that looks like it could be worn around the waist or over the shoulder. And it looks like it has slots for daggers.
Ooh. Fancy.
Would this do good for you?
Few studs here and there. It could be cool. She'll take it.
Go ahead and add the belt of returning to your inventory. Deedle, did you find the War God's axe?
Yes, I did.
Sure. Alright, so The War God's Axe and the Belt of Returning each require attunement. So you'll each both have to spend a short rest attuning to those items. I believe the compass, you still have to figure out what it is. And the pocket phalanx, Yenor currently has, but I'm assuming she doesn't care if someone else wants it.
Nope.
You got the chests and you got the gold. Oh, look! Your turtle friend is back, and you see Kraka kind of walking in now. So, Kraka, you are now joining them after they have all gotten their various loots.
Hey guys, I found Jackson's tracking device, I think. So what we get? Anything cool?
I got an axe.
Well, that's pretty sweet.
Pretty cool.
I'm gonna
axe.
pull out the phalanx and show it to him.
Whoa.
So Yenor pulls out this tiny stone golem-looking thing holding a very large shield.
Whoa. Well, that's a pretty cool knick-knack. I mean, is it doing anything besides just like a paperweight?
Oh, yes. It could work as a paperweight, but that's called a pocket phalanx there. And Bavin's talking here. Basically, I have to find it again. I have so many items. You can place this on the ground and speak its command word, and it'll grow to a ginormous size and provide full cover to anyone behind it. It is resistant to most kinds of damage, and it requires a very strong individual to move. Basically a portable wall.
Did you want that?
No, I think it was meant for you.
I'm sure I can find some way to use this. Besides holding down our important documents. You know, because we got all that paperwork. You know.
Remember, Yenor has a briefcase of paperwork that she keeps on Joachim's ship.
Oh, it's in a briefcase?
Yeah.
I just thought it was in the magical bag that she just happens to pull out a wad of paper. Like,
no, it's a briefcase. It's not just shoved in a backpack like your high school backpack. Oh. She's dying over here, by the way. You said you pull out a wad of paper and she started dying.
They want her paperwork and she's digging in there like, where did I put the permission?
Yeah. She just said you pull out a ream of paper from the handy haversack. Like, here, give me a second. Let me go through these 500 sheets of paper.
The old dot matrix style printer with the little holes on each side.
Where'd I get this hall pass from?
Oh, that's funny. No, yes, there is a briefcase. The paper is properly organized because Yenor is a professional. Joachim might be the captain and the sailor, but he wouldn't get anywhere if his paperwork wasn't organized.
That's why he doesn't handle.
If there are no more questions about your items. Unfortunately, I can't answer much about that phalanx or about that compass. You can stay in port for as long as you need, and you can leave whenever you'd like.
Compass?
And then he kind of just walks off the ship.
Would I have any pirate knowledge, or would I have heard of this compass on my journeys at all?
You make a history check.
13.
You guys are not rolling great.
Hero. I'm gonna do a hero point before you tell me if I passed or failed.
Okay.
That's his 6th, right?
Yeah, D6. Deedle rolled a natural 20, but like 18. Okay, all right, that's better. That's good.
I'll take it.
There have been myths and rumors about a legendary compass that points in 7 directions.
Oh, so I just heard about it, not have to be
No,
like...
I was thinking of
okay.
how much information to give you on an 18. The myths confirm that one needle always points north, so it acts as an actual compass. It can, by telling you which way north is, you can figure out the other cardinal directions.
Mm-hmm.
It also says that each of the 7 needles point to something different. Each of the other 6 needles point to something different. They're not all pointing to the same thing. Some speculation has been like nearest city, nearest population center, nearest person, so not necessarily population center, nearest port or dock, nearest source of water, salt, fresh water, nearest source of liquid, closest piece of currency, so copper, silver, gold, platinum, strongest nearby aura, good, evil, chaotic, whatever it may be, the closest non-creature threat, like a natural disaster, a storm, a disease, something like that, or maybe like the nearest cave, dungeon, lair, abandoned thing, but no one's really sure what the ports point to, or the needles point to.
Are the needles all the same, or like are they all different? Like, do they have different engravings? Are they different colors or different lengths?
Let me see. I think that part was left up to interpretation. Yeah, so they're not different. So the north needle, the one pointing north, is the largest needle, like the big hand on the clock. The rest of the needles are like the small hand on the clock, but they're all the same size.
Okay.
The north needle is black, but the other needles are also like a black or a dark gray. They're not really color. There's no etchings on them or anything. The compass itself looks rather worn and dirty, so it's hard to discern if there's any writing within the compass. Can't really tell at this point in time. It looks like it was kind of found, confiscated, and put in a storage locker for years and years.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe with some elbow grease, some cleaning up, and some more investigative work, it could be figured out.
Who has? Team has the compass, correct?
Yeah, so Joachim took the compass. You took the pocket phalanx. Deedle
Mhm.
took the war god's axe, and Lala took the belt of returning. And then you also have 2 boxes of random tea and 2 chests full of various treasures worth about 8k gold total.
So, Joachim, that compass. I'm not sure if that is the one or not, but I've heard of a compass that does always point true north, which I'm pretty sure that's what that one does. And it's sort of like a survivalist's compass. All the other arrows, they actually lead to like points of interest, whether it be serve like food source, water source, civilization, uh, 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 sanctuary. Not really sure which ones mean which. But that's about as much as I've heard about that on the journeys.
This is what he tells to Joachim.
Yes.
So Joachim's going to take the compass out and look at it. Say, do you have to ask it something for the other needles to point, or do they just automatically point to weird things?
Oh, they're just pointing when you're looking down at it. And you can like rotate it and turn around, and needles do move around to reorient themselves to the way that they were pointing previously.
You're definitely leading somewhere, but oh, damn it! This means we're going to be at sea for a while, doesn't it?
We won't use. Well, just when we get to places, just check the compass and see if one of the arrows moves more frequently than the other. Because if we're at the point of origin, I'm guessing that it would just kind of keep spinning around, because it wouldn't know which direction to tell us to go since we're there.
Perhaps. All I can be sure of is one of these damn needles better point to the world's best brothel. Otherwise, getting chumped.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure that is definitely one of the arrows.
He gives a big cheese smile to Crockett.
Oh. Shall we
Alright.
set sail, Captain?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Shall we set sail, Captain?
Oh, I'm already ready to go as soon as you guys are. You done playing with your new knickknacks?
Well, I mean, unless you want a giant statue on the ship right now, I'm not really doing no with 9.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite get all that.
Unless you want this giant statue as on your deck as like a figurehead or something, then other than that, I'm just gonna put it right here on the shelf. Well, you talking about the knickknacks? That's what I called it before. I mean, I don't think you're talking about the axe. I don't really want to consider that a knickknack. But anyways, enough with the small talk. We can do that when we're on the move.
We'll give him a quick nod and then pop on up to the captain's area, to the steering wheel.
Well, you all have a decision to make. The first landmark that you were given to take a stop at was Kurag, the island of Kurag, in the kingdom of Ishania. There are two ways that you can get there. You can sail directly to Kurag, which would take you right through the southern part of the pirate-controlled area of the seas. Or you can follow the trade merchant paths to Kurag and be a little safer from the pirates, but it would take longer. So you're talking 1,300 miles as a direct route versus 1,600 miles following the merchant path.
That's not a question. I'm doing the merchant path. No pirates. I'm already dealing with enough pirates as it is. I got 3 on my ship. Not
Ex-pirates.
dealing with them anymore.
Not technically pirates anymore. They did an official job for an official government. That makes them ex-pirates.
Apologies. Ex-pirates until something else pops up. And he's just thinking about Lala.
Keep eyeballing me and your nails are gonna pop up from their nail beds.
That's a really powerful threat.
My nails are gonna pop up from my nail beds.
Yeah. Lala uses daggers.
She's gonna pop her daggers underneath your nails and peel them from their beds.
Joachim creates a mental picture of that and just cringes. Yep, we're taking the long one.
Okay. Does anyone want to investigate any of the loot further before leaving?
If we're gonna do that, I will gladly take the help action for anyone who wants to do that.
Is there more loot to take?
Well, there's the
or
2
can-
chests of jewels. They're closed, and there's the 2 crates of tea plants that are also closed.
Well, if they're on the ship, then we can just investigate them on sea, correct? Or is it a choice whether we take the tea or the chest?
No, you can investigate it whenever. I'm just asking if there's anything else you guys want to do before you leave port. It is also about dinner time. So the sun's going down, it's about dinner time, it's getting dark. I'm also not sure if this is about the time that you want to leave or if you want to wait until you leave fresh in the morning.
What time is it right now?
Just before dinner time, so I'd say like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Is there a brothel nearby?
You'd have to be escorted back into the city to find one.
That's fine. Guys, we're leaving in the morning. I've got things to do.
Please don't
Aren't
make
I
me come
paying
find you.
I'm sorry?
Aren't I paying you?
That's fine, but sometimes a man needs a little bit more than money.
Do I need to call your daddy and tell him that you're delaying our trips?
Yenor will be fine to leave in the morning. It's already dinner time. Okay? And he would
Do not make me call your father.
He would be trying to persuade her.
Make him persuade.
You don't intend to
I'm
be
sorry?
breaking some.
I said, okay, make a persuasion check. Go ahead, Lala.
Oh. You don't intend to be bringing some floozy
I'm
on our ship.
gonna inspiration.
Go ahead and add your, or go ahead and re-roll.
I'm just gonna hero point that.
Okay, go ahead and add a hero point then.
23.
Ynor. I'm gonna say that was an intimidation, so go ahead and make an intimidation check against his persuasion.
I'm gonna inspiration that.
Okay.
No, I'm not losing.
Inspiration that.
Ooh. Ooh.
Damn.
Hero point. That's a D6, right?
Yes. $19 versus his 23. Mm-hmm. You're not happy about it. But his logic about leaving at night does make a little bit of sense.
You don't intend to bring some floozy aboard. He's not talking about bringing somebody back here, is he?
He's bringing the cheapest hooker he can find.
Absolutely not.
You both are wrong. You both are completely wrong. I'm bringing the cheapest 3 hookers that I can find. Okay?
Lala marches up and just points as threateningly as she can in his face and says, "You are not bringing people back here on this ship. I have to sleep here."
I'll give you also, against his persuasion, an intimidation check, but I will give it to you with advantage, Lala.
What? I'm not intimidated.
Remember, she's got a lot of knives.
And a fancy belt.
And she
And a
threatened to rip
fancy
your fingernails
belt?
off.
Oh my.
That's a 14.
I'm gonna try and inspire one.
Okay, go ahead and re-roll one. That's worse. That's
Yeah,
6.
that was not better.
Is she holding the knife the wrong way?
Shit. I'll do
No,
it one more time.
You're doing what?
I said I'll try one more time.
Go ahead. The odds are not in your favor, Lala.
Sadly,
That's a 7.
that's all right. I have other
Nope.
plans.
By the way, both Kraka and Deedle, you also hear this conversation. It's rather loud at this point. But Joachim, no, you are not intimidated by Lala pointing a finger very aggressively at you. You are kind of intimidated by Ynor, but not enough to stop your actions.
I'm generally more intimidated by Ynor just because of our history together. Yes.
Also,
Not enough.
You know she is not completely persuaded by you. But
Nope.
she realizes there's nothing she can do in this present moment.
There will be a letter from Daddy.
Again, I got some things to do. We'll be leaving bright and early in the morning.
Kraka and Deedle, do you have anything to add? And go ahead, Lala, I saw you just unmute.
It's okay. Let them answer.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here just admiring the children fight.
I'm just gonna shake my head.
So while he's out, can I change the lock on his bedroom door?
He's not out yet, but we can get to that, yes.
Yeah. No, when he is.
It's going to take him a while to get to a brothel.
Exactly.
And while he means to get to a brothel, he may not be successful in getting to a brothel. So, Joachim successfully barely persuading his way past both you, Yenor, and you, Lala. Exits his own ship. So we'll lead with Joachim's adventure first. So Joachim, you're heading towards the closest brothel.
I am.
Okay. This very angry crowd is still out front. There's a larger presence of guards by the gate. So what are you gonna do?
Can I go up to a guard and ask him, what's the quickest way to get to the nearest brothel?
Citizen, move out of the way. We are doing official business here.
Of
Please
course,
stand
but
back in
really-
line.
Excuse me, sir. I'm just looking to get my dick wet.
He puts his hand on his hilt. I will not ask politely again, otherwise you will be in a prison cell. Please get back in line.
Sir? Yes, I get right back in line. Can I tap the person in front of me on the shoulder and ask them where the nearest brothel is?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Oh, jeez.
A 9. You don't know what you were rolling for, though.
Yeah.
You turn around and you find this elderly woman with what looks like her grandchild and her son in a wheelchair.
Oh my.
You ask them this question. Oh, how dare you! And she picks up her cane and starts whacking you on the head. Go back in the gutter, you filth!
I'm sorry.
Guards! Guards! Guards!
No, madam, please. Can I try to persuade her to calm down?
It's gonna be with a disadvantage, but yes.
All right. That's still an 18.
I gotta actually roll for Grandma Waxstick.
Grandma Waxstick.
These names.
I'm gonna inspiration that because I have 6 inspiration points.
Oh no.
Why are you trying to screw me with the guards?
That's a 4.
When I'm old, that's what I'm
Just go, you miscreant! She kind of puts her cane down and stops making a scene.
Can I try and what about, can I wave down the person behind me and
The person behind you.
yeah, because I asked the person in front of me, and that was
Okay,
this-
roll another d20.
Oof. 7.
7. You turn around. Excuse me, sir. Do you have any spare change? My sister and I haven't eaten for days, and her parents haven't come back yet.
Oh. Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna inspiration though.
Wow, Joachim, that's pretty hard. Some poor little orphan begs you for change, and you're like, "Ugh, get away from me."
So it's not that, because, and I'll tell you why. Because I remember I was literally walking down in Manhattan one day, and there was this dude. He came up to me and asked me for some spare change, and I gave him $1, and then he literally just kind of pocketed that and then ran up to the next person right behind me. It's a grift.
Or
These
maybe
people
he
don't
just
need
needed more than $1.
the way. I gotta tell you, the way that some of these people do it, again, it's some of it is legit and some of it is actually a grift, unfortunately.
Called panhandling.
But I
Are
do
you
try to give it whenever I can.
are you sticking with that 6?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
And I'm not sticking with that
Ooh,
one either.
ooh,
What is
ooh.
up with these bad rolls?
Listen, the only good roll was the only great roll was D's natural 20.
It was.
There have been some good rolls in here, but
All right, that's
a
better.
19. I mean, the kid looks very emaciated and undernourished and does
Okay.
seem very desperate.
In that case, we're gonna give him 10 gold.
Oh, God! Sir, this'll feed us for months. Are you sure?
Take care of yourself. Oh wait, how old is this kid?
He's like 9.
Have you seen any places with ladies with not a lot of clothes on?
No, we haven't been able to get into the city. I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to look at ladies with not a lot of clothes on. Mommy says it's bad.
And you're a very good boy for doing that. And he's gonna fake a hard smile and give him the 10 gold.
Thank you. What's your name? Maybe we can repay you one day.
Oh, I am not important. You just take that gold and be on your way.
Thank you. And he kind of hugs your leg and then runs off.
Yep.
You see him run back to
Oh.
his little sister. She's missing a leg and has an eye patch.
Jesus.
She looks like she's in pretty bad shape. He was
Can I
definitely not
flag
lying.
down- Yeah, no. Definitely not lying. This is getting frustrating. Where is the nearest guard?
That'd be the one that just told you to get back in line.
Can I flag him down?
Sure. You flag him down. He looks over at you,
Yep.
motions to one of his friends, pulls out cuffs from behind himself.
Wait, sir, please.
We saw you
Absolutely
harassing that
no
old
need-
lady, and you asked, someone's overheard you asking a child about women without clothes on. You're coming with us.
Wait, please. There is absolutely no need for that. All I am looking for is a brothel.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
Yes.
Why are you doing me so dirty?
You pissed off the guard.
I'm gonna inspiration that.
I don't even know what it is. It hasn't come through. An 11. Okay.
Yep.
Just barely better than a natural 1 for you.
So just roll one more, right?
Yes.
Come on.
A 17.
Hero points.
Add a hero
I'm
point.
gonna
Okay.
hero point. Okay, that's better.
23. Okay. All right. Hero point might have saved you. Hero point saved you by one point.
Oof.
He puts the cuffs away and motions for his friend to go back. Listen, sir. I can't just let anyone in and out of the city. It would cause chaos. I'm sorry that I can't help you look for a brothel.
I'm going to. It's just the one guard there now, right?
I mean, right in front of you, yes, there are. It's probably an entire couple of squads throughout the crowd.
I'm gonna get closer to him and just, again, non-threateningly, and I am going to whisper to him, I don't suppose you could just let me in and lead the way to a brothel, could you? And I will cast suggestion.
You're gonna cast suggestion
Yes.
against one of my guards.
Yep.
Alright, let me look at suggestion.
To have him lead me to a brothel.
You're not even gonna try to just like bribe him first?
That's what I was expecting.
Nope.
I was waiting for a bribe.
A bribe could go very badly, and I am not rolling the best
Wisdom
right
saving
now.
throw.
Yes.
That'll be an 18. He succeeds.
Do I have anything?
Sir, did you just try to cast magic on me?
Absolutely not. Talking about.
Please, go back in line. And he turns back and goes back to his post.
Nah. This is absolutely insane.
You're very focused on the guards and the people around you.
What do you mean?
You're extremely focused on the guards and people around you.
Is there
Remember,
anyone...
there's the gate with the crowd, and the crowd kind of overlaps into the area that also has the office that Yenor first led you all to, where she was able to talk her way in for all of you.
Can I go back over to that office?
You're gonna have to push through the crowd.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Hey, watch it! Wait, hey, hey, guards! There's a guy. Why are you pushing us? Hey, come on, get out of here! You start getting pushed back and forth. Now you're in a mosh pit, essentially.
You gotta move. Come on. Can't we all just move a little bit?
Move! You're trying to cut in line. Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop riling these people up. Start hearing guard whistles in the distance.
I am going to... Let's see here. I am going to touch the ground in front of me, and I am going to cast darkness.
This cloud of darkness emits from the point right in front of you in, what, a 30-foot sphere?
I think
10-foot
it's just a
sphere?
15-foot sphere.
15-foot sphere, okay.
And I can see through the darkness.
Yes,
So I
because
would
of your
kind of wait
traits.
there. Yep, and I would kind of wait there to see until the guards kind of got closer, and then as they came closer, and if they as they walked in, I would then try to kind of stealth out of the darkness and move more towards the office.
Well, as you try to stealth out of the darkness, you bump into somebody. Yes, I know. It's the other sorcerer, magic user, whatever. You recognize the voice as Bavin. What are you doing? You're riling up the people, you're riling up the guards, you're making my job harder.
Officer Bavin, please.
Officer?
For the love of the apologies, Investigator Bavin.
Investigator?
What's his title? I apologize. I forget what his title is.
Oh, you forgot the title you gave him?
You're using the one that I gave him? Because I think it was like, what was it? Actually, I don't remember that. I have to go back.
You could just call me the alchemic analyst.
There we go.
Can you please go back to your ship and stop causing problems? Otherwise, I'm going to have to arrest you, and I have anti-magic cuffs.
Please, sir. We're going to be leaving in the morning. But I beg you, I am looking for a brothel. Just for the night. And I will try to persuade him if need be.
Oh, you're going to try to persuade Bavin. Bavin has an actual stat sheet.
Necessary. He does have an actual stat sheet.
Yeah, I have it.
I don't know if, you tell me if it's necessary to persuade him, but he is pleading. He is just he's trying to have a nice night before he goes back out on the seas with these crazy people.
The man is desperate for some mediocre ass.
You don't know that
All
it's
right.
going to be mediocre.
Okay. All right. Roll your persuasion check.
Okay. Oh my God! The poop continues. I'm going to. I will. That's better. And just for the hell of it, since I'm dealing with Bavin, I'm going to hero point. Not great. 26.
That would be a 21, but Bavin uses a legendary. One of his legendary points. You did not.
Legendary.
And treats this as a success. Look, I like you. You helped us. But I can't let you back in the city. It is past curfew. You must go back to your ship. Or you can spend your night in these. And he pulls out anti-magic cuffs. I can assure you that all the brothels are already closed at this time anyway.
Very well.
It is it is for everyone's safety, both the workers and our constituents. Otherwise, I would let you in the city, but there's been another attack tonight. So I can't let you back in the city. You have a what?
A badge?
Do you have a badge?
Did we get any sort of like badges or anything like that? Nah, I don't
No.
think I have.
You never took it from Yenor. She's got all of them.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, okay. And then in that case, he will begrudgingly nod and head back to the ship.
I will tell you this. That is, if you can convince your counterpart Yenor to leave you alone for a second. Kurag might be more forgiving for you as long as you get there before the vampires do.
You're not even gonna try to just charm the pants off some like bystander who has to spend the night outside the city because they can't get in. Like you have that little bit of riz that
Yeah,
you can
really, you're in a crowd of
some-
people.
Yeah, you're in a crowd of people who have to sleep outside, and you can't convince one of them to come back to your bed in a nice warm ship.
He wasn't trying to pick anyone up outside, and everyone was being kind of rude and like bustle and like pushing through. I mean, is there anybody? out there?
You didn't try to look. You were more focused on trying to get to a brothel.
This is true. This is
This is
true.
a massive crowd, dude.
Yeah, I mean, again, I guess if he's walking back to the ship, then if anybody catches his eye on the walk back through the crowd,
They all see him try to charm it.
and I'm also old, I have no idea what the word "riz" means.
Were you not paying attention to the Discord earlier?
I
There was a
not.
whole conversation because Courtney didn't know it either, and then Taryn explained it.
So
Yeah, it was a whole
what is
educational thing.
riz?
Charisma.
Ah, okay.
For this instance, you have a choice. You can either make a perception check or an investigation check through the crowd as you're walking back.
Let's go perception. Oop. Let's hear him point it. $17.
You start losing hope as you're walking back through the crowd. It's taking a while because you're not really in a hurry anymore pushing through the crowd. You're just kind of sullen and
Yep.
like defeated at this point and deflated really. As you get to the back of the crowd, you see like a bunch of little tents and sleeping bags set up with various individuals around and whatnot. Yes, well, they won't let me in the city, so we gotta sleep out here again. I don't want to sleep out here again. Well, I just can't tell you what to do. You overhear this conversation from someone like leaning outside of the tent, kind of half in, half out, and someone else just kind of standing over them. I don't know what to tell you. I can't get in the city. Try harder. I don't know. I can't sleep on these boards again tonight. I can't.
If
What do you
I'm
do?
looking over, what am I seeing exactly?
You see this probably early 20s. I'm gonna say female water genasi, and this like slightly older male ice genasi, and then there's another female quite a bit older than both of them by like maybe 5 or 6 years. You're not
Mhm.
sure what race she is really. Humanoid of some sort. Definitely of primordial origin, but you don't know much beyond that.
So hearing this, he'll kind of like smirk and then, just kind of, nonchalantly walk over and say, "Excuse me, I couldn't help overhearing. I just made my way through the crowds myself, trying to get back in. Having trouble getting in yourselves."
Ah, yeah, I've been trying for days for my friends and I here, but no luck. He's too aggressive. They turned him away immediately, threatened him with jail time, so he's been confined here. But they won't even let me in, and... Oh. Where'd my other friend go? You see her looking around, she doesn't see her. Joachim. There's a knife in your back.
What?
Make one wrong move, stranger, and I will defend my friends with your life.
I promise you, you and your lovely friends have nothing to fear from me. I'm only here offering a roof for the evening, and maybe a little bit more.
There's always strings attached to a roof. What little bit more are you talking about? And you feel the tip of whatever blade is being pointed in your back kind of press ever so more into your robes? I don't quite know or remember what armor you're currently wearing.
I wear a adamantine breastplate.
Ah, so she is right actually at underneath where the breastplate ends and like your tailbone begins. She's right there.
Ooh.
And you just kind of feel there's pressure. There's no, like, it's not cutting, but there's definitely pressure there.
Yeah. So I would kind of turn to her a little bit and just kind of give her like a point.
I wouldn't move if I were you.
Can I talk?
You may talk, but I would keep your position real still. And you feel another blade kind of at the base of your neck.
Ew. You got a lot of things back there, don't you?
We've been taken advantage of by strangers, stranger.
I assure you, I only want to take advantage of whatever you're willing to give.
At this moment, you hear commotion behind you, and you don't feel the blades pressing against you anymore as you hear the snap of a whip. And then, Kraka, you can reveal yourself.
If you would like to, if you would enjoy to continue to breathe, I would drop the knife.
The man in the tent says, "Oh, fella, I suggest you drop the whip." And he's got two crossbow. He's got a crossbow trained on you and a crossbow trained on Joachim. Now.
No. All we have to do is drop all of our weapons. You drop the dagger, I release the whip.
Crocker, where did you come from? I got this. I promise. Everything is okay.
I had to keep my eye on you.
Guys, just can we calm down? He's trying to help us. Jeez. What's up with all these weapons? You were just trying to report an assault earlier. And you're telling me to calm down now? Yes, I am. Come on, if he wanted to assault us, he would have.
The pretty one is extremely smart.
I just don't want to see anyone get hurt. If their blood starts spilling back here, the guards are going to come and then everyone's going to end up in prison, and none of us want that.
I mean, it is a way of the city, but I don't...
Fine. I'll drop the crossbows when you release the whip.
I'll release the whip when she or they relieve the dagger from my buddy's throat.
Rocco, please, for me, put down the whip.
I release the whip.
The gentleman puts his crossbows down, and the lady she just well, at least we know you're not a dumb stranger, and she kind of sheathes her daggers.
Well, as I was saying, I've got a boat, I've got some space, I've got some time. And what do you guys feel like doing? And again, he'd be like trying to be very flirtatious with them.
You see the younger humanoid woman looks rather nervous, like extremely nervous. The slightly older male humanoid looks disinterested. And then the older one speaks. Look, if you'll give me and my friends some shelter, I can accompany you for the evening.
Is she like? Is she? How is she saying this exactly? Is she like reticent and resigned to it? Because otherwise, that feels kind of gross.
She is not super eager and excited about it. Doesn't also seem like resigned and down, just kind of very fed up with this whole situation. Not the situation, this current situation, but the whole situation that is going on with them not being able to get into the city and been sleeping out here on the docks.
So he will kind of lighten his expression and whatnot. He'll like soften his expression, and he'll kind of look around to everybody and say, let's head back to the boat. If anything, we should just get some food, right?
It's
Better to get away
been
from
a
this
couple days
food
since we've
stuff.
had a fresh meal, actually.
Please. And he'll lead the way with Crocker.
Okay.
And then he'll look at Crocker and say, how are you so quiet?
Because he rolled well on his stealth.
Just years of being in the shadows. You know, nobody really ever really paid attention to me, so it was very easy to blend in. Now it's just natural.
It's impressive. Don't do it again.
This group of individuals cleans up their stuff and kind of wraps it in a packs and whatnot and packs up. You see the guy's got his crossbows holstered on his sides. He's also got a couple javelins on his back now. The lady with the daggers also has a great sword on her back, and the young woman has a staff that she picks up and is carrying. Lead the way, and please don't make us regret this decision.
I promise you will regret nothing.
You guys said you haven't eaten in a few days, right? What is your what do you guys like to eat?
At this point, we'll take anything. But we
Well,
grew up on the sea, so we're partial to fish.
All right, I'll start cooking you guys up a meal once we get back to the ship.
You see that
Well,
the young lady and the slightly older male's eyes kind of light up a little bit. But the older one that you had, a whip wrapped around her neck, seems a bit wary.
I walk over to her and I'm sorry. I didn't really mean anything like that, but you did have a dagger at my captain's neck, so I have to defend my captain. No hard
Oh.
feelings?
No hard feelings, but we'll see if your food can make up for the unpleasantness. Then you guys lead the way back to the ship. Right about there, we're going to call it because our player Joachim has another session tonight, since we normally don't one on Fridays. So we will pick up next time with what the rest of you were doing on the ship during Joachim's shenanigans, and then how everyone's going to interact with these 3 strangers being brought onto the ship.
This
Thank
is a
you
very
all
interesting dynamic.
for tuning in. We will see you all next week, hopefully at the same scheduled time. Until then, have a good night, enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Will Joaquin get some booty? Who knows? Come back next week.
Until next time.
Good night, everybody.
Mm.